Last race at Haydock is the Audi Fleet Team Handicap over 1 mile and 7 furlongs. 0 to 80 for 3-year-olds and upwards. Trapanga Montex for Darren Thompson. Pilot David Hooley. True Lies Paul Rhodes. Mighty Quest David Hooley. Bernardini Speech Derek Hinton. His Golden Charm Graham Clutterbuck. Huntingdale for Martin Leadham. Midnight Hour John Morgan. Arrival Matt Cooper. Potential Star Obi-Wan. And Dark Mode and Silk Kimono for Alex Cherry. 12 runners then in this last race on this side of the Atlantic for this week. Away we go, and as usual a fairly even break. It looks just to be an Alex Cherry horse poking its nose in front, which is Silk Kimono, being joined now by Midnight Hour for John Morgan, and it is Midnight Hour who takes the lead and heads for the rail. Silk Kimono in company. Behind those comes Bernardini Speech and Arrival. Then we've got one of the greys, Pilot with Potential Star and Dark Mode, with Graham Clutterbuck's his Golden Charm on the wide outside. Early back marker at the moment is Trapanga Montex, but out in front we have Midnight Hour and Silk Kimono, matching strides pretty much at the moment with about a 5-length lead to Arrival in second and Bernardini Speech. Arrival in third and Bernardini Speech fourth. They have a couple of lengths over the 2 greys for David Hooley, Pilot and Mighty Quest. On the rail we have Potential Star. The outside of that one is True Lies for Paul Rhodes, and then on the outside of that one is Dark Mode, and in behind that we have Trapanga Montex beginning to move up. Huntingdale stuck on the rail for Martin Leadham, and his Golden Charm now at the rear of the field for Graham Clutterbuck, but it's still Silk Kimono who leads them by about 3/4 of a length to Midnight Hour in second. A big gap back to Bernardini Speech third. Then comes Arrival on the rail. The 2 greys, Pilot and Mighty Quest in behind that. But Silk Kimono still leads with 9 furlongs left to run. Midnight Hour is second. Only about half a length separating those 2. Big gap back to Bernardini Speech on the outside of Arrival, with Pilot in behind those, just now dropping its stablemate Mighty Quest, who's dropped back into the pack, where Trapanga Montex is leading the charge there. Mighty Quest just on its outside with True Lies in behind that and Dark Mode. Then comes Huntingdale, Potential Star on the rail, and his Golden Charm still at the rear of the field, but it's still the same 2 out in front. Silk Kimono for Alex Cherry on this near side. Midnight Hour for John Morgan on the rail. They have now about a 3-length gap to Arrival in third. Bernardini Speech 4 as they start to take this long left-handed turn and head towards home here at Haydock. And it's Silk Kimono who leads now by about a length from Midnight Hour. A further length back to Arrival in third. Half a length back then to Bernardini Speech 4. There's a gap then being closed down by Trapanga Montex. But it's Silk Kimono who leads with 4.5 furlongs left to run. Silk Kimono from Midnight Hour. Arrival stuck on the rail a little bit. Then comes Bernardini Speech. Trapanga Montex making a run. Potential Star for Obi-Wan on the rail as well, going nicely, but it's Silk Kimono who leads as they head towards the 3-furlong pole. Silk Kimono from Arrival. Trapanga Montex now beginning to get up on the outside, and it's Trapanga Montex throwing down the challenge to Silk Kimono. Trapanga Montex has it now from Silk Kimono and Bernardini Speech on this outside. Trapanga Montex from Bernardini Speech. We're inside 2 furlongs now. Trapanga Montex from Bernardini Speech. These 2 have a handy lead over the rest of the field. Trapanga Montex by about a length to Bernardini Speech. There's a furlong left to run and Trapanga Montex is holding on. Trapanga Montex from Bernardini Speech. Nothing really coming at them, and Trapanga Montex now beginning to run away inside the final half furlong, and Trapanga Montex is going to win this for Darren Thompson. Trapanga Montex it is from the fast finishing Potential Star and Pilot. But a good win there for Darren Thompson, with Trapanga Montex was at the rear of the field early on. Timed the run to perfection and won quite comfortably from Potential Star in second and Pilot third. All the way back to Graham Clutterbuck's horse, the grey, there in last place. But it is Trapanga Montex for Darren Thompson. Obi-Wan, Potential Star in second. Pilot for David Hooley third. Arrival Matt Cooper fourth. And Bernardini Speech for Derek Hinton in fifth.